So the warming of ties between India and the Arab world has unsettled Pakistan, which counts Saudi Arabia and some other Gulf kingdoms as its benefactors. Moving on now, the latest from UK politics. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson said that he is left with no other choice but to call for snap polls. He said that there are some people who want to spend an additional $1 billion to stay in the European Union, and this has left him with only one option, and that is to call for polls.
There are some people who are now suggesting that we should spend £1 billion more a month, not £750 million, but £1 billion more a month to stay in the European Union beyond October the 31st. And I have to tell you, I don't think that would be a good use of public money. And I'm going to make sure that we don't have that unnecessary delay. And I'm going to do everything I possibly can to make sure that this country comes out of the EU on October the 31st.
So is Britain heading towards an early election? The British parliamentarians will get another chance to cast their votes in favour or for against a snap poll. The Parliament will vote on early elections again on Monday. This announcement was made by the Conservative leader of the House of Commons, Jacob Rees-Mogg.
To the Shadow Leader and to the Honourable Gentleman. Followed by a motion relating to an early parliamentary general election. The House will not adjourn until royal assent has been received to all acts. A message may be received from the Lords Commissioner, and I will return to the House on Monday with further information if necessary.
This comes after the House rejected Johnson's plan for a snap election on Wednesday. Prime Minister Johnson wants snap polls to be held on the 15th of October. Labour said that it doesn't want an election, but the priority is to stop a no-deal Brexit. The UK government has now said that it will comply with a bill to delay Brexit if it is passed by the House of Lords. Now, Michael Gove said that PM Johnson is seeking a renewed deal with the European Union. He said that the government is not trying to push for a no-deal Brexit. Here's what happened in the Parliament.
So can you just confirm that, assuming the Lords passes the bill, that the government will comply with it? A simple yes or no will do fine.
Yes.
Remember, the bill proposing Brexit delay was passed by the House of Commons on Wednesday. Boris Johnson's brother, Joe Johnson, has resigned as junior minister. He was the Minister of State for University, Science, Research and Innovation. Joe Johnson said that he would also step down as a lawmaker. The former minister tweeted, and I quote here, "It's been an honour to represent Orpington for 9 years and to serve as a minister under 3 prime ministers. In recent weeks, I've been torn between family loyalty and the national interest. It's an unresolvable tension and time for others to take on my role as MP and minister. Over and out." Unquote. Joe Johnson asked the public to have a fresh say on Brexit. The former minister called for a fresh referendum. Joe Johnson said that Britain is, quote-unquote, on the brink of the greatest crisis since World War II. Now, this is not the first time that Joe Johnson has resigned over Brexit. In November last year, he had resigned as a minister to protest Theresa May's Brexit deal. He re-entered the government after his elder brother was elected as the Conservative Party leader. Unlike Boris Johnson, Joe Johnson is not a believer of Brexit. He voted Remain in the 2016 referendum.
When you're planning to resign?
I haven't got any further comments to say, other than it's been an honour to be MP for Orpington and a minister under 3 governments. But it's time to move on, and I've got to get to work.
The party?
Sorry, I beg your pardon.
Are you completely at odds with your brother, Mr. Johnson?
Right. See you, folks.
Following Joe Johnson's resignation, the British Prime Minister was questioned on his credibility. The question was, in fact, which was posed to Boris Johnson was, how can the country trust him when his own brother does not?
the way we work is that when the people of Britain take a decision, parliamentarians are sworn to uphold that decision. And that's what we all said we would do several times in the House of Commons, to respect the result of the 2016 referendum on the EU, when people voted by a very substantial majority to leave. We all said we would do it, and that is what I want to do. And I have to say, I think there is a stark contrast between my approach and I hate to be party political, but that is the sad reality, the approach of Jeremy Corbyn and the Labour Party, because at the moment he won't. Not only are they voting to make it impossible for this country to decide on its own to leave the EU, but they're also making it possible for the people of this country to have an election.